This is the first book that I published privately over 30 years ago, in 1984, and it was circulated to all those mentioned in the book and involved in the difficulties that I write about. I tell of the reasons why I withdrew from the Bierton Strict and Particular Baptist Church over matters of conscience. The Bierton Church was a gospel standard listed church, but had lapse in doctrine and practice, allowing general redemption hymns to be taught, and a belief in holy buildings and holy tables, and also maintaining that the law of Moses was the rule of life for the believer and not the gospel of Christ, all of which were wrong and in error. I joined the Bierton Church in 1976 after my own conversion from crime to Christ on the 60th of January 1970, and after me educating myself through reading the Bible and Christian literature, as I tell in my book, Bierton Strict and Particular Baptist, that tells of my early life and conversion to Christianity. I joined the Bierton Church because they maintained the doctrines of grace, and later, on the 60th of January 1981, the church became a gospel standard listed cause. The following year I was called by the Lord and sent by the church to preach the gospel, and within a very short while, over the next 2 years, I preached in many gospel standard churches throughout the country. It was then that the issue surfaced at our Bierton Church. General redemption hymns were being introduced and sung in the church and Sunday school. It was this issue that I took exception to. It later transpired that they believed the chapel building was the house of God, and the table from which the hymns were announced and the bread and wine were served was in fact a holy table. After 18 months of seeking to resolve these serious issues, there was no change of heart. It turned out that it was also maintained that the law of Moses was the rule of life and not the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ, all of which contradicted our profession as expressed in our articles of religion being a gospel standard cause. And of course was superstition, idolatry and false religion, all from which the Lord Jesus Christ came to save men from. This book tells in detail all about those matters and many more. It has now been reproduced as a new edition, Let Christian Men Be Men, to warn and help others about false religious views, teaching and practices. We were a gospel standard cause, which meant due to our strict rules of membership, only the church can terminate one's membership, and that either by an honourable transfer to another church of the same faith and order, or a dishonourable dismissal. The church never did terminate my membership, as they wanted me to return, and so, when the last of its remaining members died in December 2002, I remain the sole member of the Bierton Particular Baptist Church. This book could prove useful to ministers, to those being called to preach, and church members of particular Baptist churches. It is available from amazon.co.uk or directly from our publications office. I bring out all the important doctrines of grace and identify those serious errors of those who are misguided in matters of the Christian religion.